Hey everyone, Savannah here, and today we're rounding out pastry week with an ooey gooey cinnamon roll. Everything you need is linked in my description down below. That includes my brushes that I use for this, as well as templates and color palettes that you can use. I also am using Procreate for this, so let's go ahead and jump in. As always, the first thing that I love to do is change the background color. So click your layers, select the background color, and we're going to do this red color for the background. Go ahead and add another new layer, bring that below the outline layer, and let's go ahead and start filling in our pastry. I'm going to start with this dark red color first, and then we'll add light colors over top of that. Okay, now that we have the general shape, let's go ahead and alpha lock this layer. And we're going to start adding in the lighter colors. So we're going to select this orange color first. We're going to make sure that our brush is set to the circle blend brush. And we're going to start adding lightness back in. And now we're going to do the same thing by grabbing a lighter yellow color and adding a little bit of a light color to the right side here. I'm kind of having that be where the light is coming in. So I'm going to make it a little bit lighter on that side and blend it out a little bit darker towards the left. And we're just going to keep building up on this using that circle blend brush. adding in these three different tones, the lighter color, the orange color, and this darker red color, and just keep blending out until we get the colors that we like for this section. Now it is getting hard to see the shape of the cinnamon roll here, so I'm gonna do a new layer and I'm gonna work on the frosting on top. Then I'll come back down and do the brown cinnamon roll afterwards. Just wanna kind of see where the frosting is going to be placed so that I can work around that. We're gonna do this light white color for this and just start filling it in. We'll alpha lock this and add some more depth to this as well. And I followed the lines a little bit, but I did go outside. I thought there should be a little bit more frosting on the cinnamon roll. You can add more to it, you can do less to it if you want, but I just kind of went a little bit more heavy handed with the frosting than I had originally planned to do this. So feel free if you want to follow along, you could do it the way I'm doing in the video here, or you could follow the template. And now that we have the initial frosting layer, I'm going to add more color to the brown sections, adding in more shadows, Now that I know where the frosting is going to officially be placed, I can add more shadows into this layer as well. So I'm going to go build up on this a little bit more, and then we will finish the frosting afterward. I'm just kind of experimenting with texture here as well. You can do a little bit more choppy on the side. You can blend it out a little bit. I'm just kind of blending and getting it to a texture that looks like a cinnamon roll to me here. Keep doing as much as you want in this section. I'm just kind of going over it and tweaking it as I go along. Now in this section, I'm kind of doing some light taps here just to give it a little bit, again, more texture. You can do any type of taps here. I'm doing kind of light pressure and then a little bit heavier pressure taps just to bring more of that color back in, just where I think that I want more of that lightness. And now I'm going to work on that frosting layer. So let's go ahead and alpha lock that layer. And we're going to pick some of these other darker colors, not too dark, but a little bit darker gray, and add in some shadows here and build up the frosting so it doesn't look so one-dimensional. And I'm just kind of picking some of these lighter colors in that color palette. You can use whichever ones that you like. I just want to add a little bit more depth to this frosting, so I'm adding in some lighter colors here and there, adding some shadows and just blending it out with that circle blend brush. Now I am going to go in with that square blend brush, I'm going to pick the lightest white color I can, and I'm going to add some highlights to this, some reflective areas. Because it is frosting, it is going to be a little bit more shinier and glossier, so I'm just trying to go in and make it look more shiny and glossy. And now I'm going to do the same thing that we did on the frosting with some of this yellow and just add some highlights to the cinnamon roll itself. And all of this is just fine tuning it to look how I like it. So again, I'm just kind of rotating between those three colors that we used for the cinnamon roll, blending it out, doing different techniques where I'm touching, tapping it lightly, just kind of blend it out a little bit more seamlessly until it's starting to look how I want it to look for the cinnamon roll. Now I am going to go in and add more shadow underneath that frosting layer. So I'm picking that dark red color and just kind of outlining below the frosting to give it that shadow to make it look as if it is really resting on top of the cinnamon roll. And now once we have it looking how we want it to look, we're going to add a new layer and add that shadow behind the cinnamon roll. So select this purple color that I have here, select the circle dark color, and we're going to add in the shadow here. Now I am going to pick a slightly darker color to go right underneath of the cinnamon roll. So click into the colors, go to the color wheel and just select a darker purple from that same color that we have and just add a little bit more outline underneath. Once that is done, we're going to do a Gaussian blur. So click into Gaussian blur, drag the slider over to the right to a number that you like. I usually do around 7%. I went a little bit higher this one, but not by much. Go as high or low as you want for that section. And then the last thing we're going to do is grab that square blend brush and we're going to add some color to the background. You could do this on a new layer underneath of all the other layers. I grabbed this blue teal color. I think it's going to make the cinnamon roll pop a little bit more and it's going to build up this background a little bit. And now we want a new layer. Select that circle blend brush and select a light white color. We're going to add some steam to make it look like it really just came out of the oven here. So just kind of follow a little bit of an S shape or a reverse S shape, and we will add some steam here for the cinnamon roll. So if it's a little too white for you, which it is here for me, you can turn the opacity down on the layer. So just click the N on that layer, bring down the opacity until it's about where you like it for the steam. The other thing I think is a little bit too tall for me, so I'm going to go ahead and click that arrow button and just kind of bring it down in size a little bit until it's about the shape I want it. And there we have our ooey gooey cinnamon roll. Thank you so much for joining me today. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if this made you crave a cinnamon roll as much as it did for me. Next week, we're going to tackle garden friends, so I'll see you in the next videos.